Residents of Riot City, welcome to the RCW Wrap-Up Show. I'm Sean Fewster. This is Battle for Supremacy. Tonight I am joined by one half of the RCW Tag Team Champions, Eli Theseus.
What's going on, young Theseus in the house, baby?
And 1/3 of Gods and Monsters, the Viking Grimm.
G'day, Sean. G'day. Theseus? How are you?
I'm alright, how are you? Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, so we've got tension to begin with. Let's recap the show before this breaks out into a fight. Eli, you were involved in a big 8-man tag team match to start off tonight.
I was involved in an 8-man tag. We assembled a killer team, the Butt Hour. We were unstoppable tonight. Nick Armstrong, he wanted to cheat again. He wanted to take our belts and run away with them. If you got a problem with us, bro, just come say it to our face. We'll take you. We're not scared.
Grimm, obviously some tension in the tag team ranks, which is exactly where Gods and Monsters are directed right now.
Listen, I know we're the new guys in the tag team division, but you, mate, you just need to relax, all right? You might have the belts now. God damn, Gods and Monsters, we're coming for you, all right?
Nonetheless, it was a hard-fought match between these two teams. We saw great tag team continuity between both, but in the end, Grimm, the veterans got one over on the young, hot team.
There's nothing that can beat experience, you know? You can do all the dance moves you want, you can do all the gimmicks, and you can have all the shirts and all the people that love you and whatnot, but, you know, end of the day, buddy, experience wins every time, right? You remember that when we meet each other.
That's not what happened at HQ last time, is it, bro?
We move on now to our next match, which was for the Women's Championship, as Izzy Shaw took on Blair Alexis and the champion, impressive Indy Hartwell. And Grimm, Indy was indeed impressive in this match.
Indy's good. Indy's great. We were looking for a third member for Gods and Monsters, and we were like, should we pick Indy? No, was the answer in the end. We went with Mickey. But Indy tonight, class, she did well.
Eli, afterwards we saw a measure of disrespect from Indy Hartwell as Savannah Summers came out to challenge her to a future match.
Look, I'll tell you what, bro. Like Grimm mentioned before, experience, sometimes it gets the upper hand. But Indy Hartwell, she did what she had to do, bro. I got no problem with it.
And speaking of experience, one of the country's premier competitors, Gavin McGavin from EPW, put the EPW Championship on the line against one of the rising stars of Riot City, Chompin' Katie Trey. Eli, as someone who has come from Riot City and won a title interstate, what was it like to see Katie Trey competing on that level tonight at Battle for Supremacy?
Look, it was unbelievable for Katie Trey, bro. That guy's one of our young prospects coming up. It's a shame he couldn't get the win, and he could have taken that belt back over to EPW and made a name for himself elsewhere, but just wasn't to be tonight.
Grimm, as one of the trainers in the RCW Academy, how are you feeling pride-wise toward Katie Trey and his efforts tonight?
Look, as this fella said, Katie Trey is great, all right? But what we've got to remember, this is a big night. That's the first time the EPW Championship has been defended outside of Perth. EPW is one of the premier feds in this country. That means a lot. Katie Trey, to go into that match, to put his heart into it, take my hat off to him. Not wearing a hat.
Speaking of EPW, looks like you guys got a pretty strong tag team division down there, bro. Not hinting anything.
Pereira looking to make waves all around the country. And speaking of making waves, Jet Armstrong wanted to claim that Adam Brooks, the greatest legend of all time, the GLOAT, was a fake, was a phony, didn't deserve the opportunities that he'd been handed. But Grimm, as we saw, those two men not only came to blows, but well and truly hung with each other to the end.
Look, Jet Armstrong is a flog, right? To steal one of Brooksy's words, Jet Armstrong is a goddamn flog. Brooksy, probably the best in Australia at the moment. So seeing those two go at each other, look, I'm going for Brooksy all the way. I don't even know what happened in the end of that match. I missed it. I was getting ready for hours. What happened?
Brooksy won.
Brooksy won? Good. You know why? Jet Armstrong is a flog. That's it.
Eli?
Look, I'll tell you something, bro. Jet Armstrong, you want to call out your brother to get involved in your match? That's cool, bro. Yeah, you want to cheat? That's fine. You're a Gronk too.
Well, let's try to get some order back in this wrap-up show. And speaking of order, Riot City has a brand new general manager now that Jimmy C is thankfully no longer with us. Showtime. Luke Santamaria is taking over the top job. Eli, your thoughts on that?
Luke Santa Maria, what a levendi. I like that bloke. He's killer.
Grimm?
Santa Maria is one of the first guys that we actually trained. So, look, the hell do I know about running a company? If he wants to take it over, just go for it. I just want to wrestle. I'm just having fun beating people up.
And you well and truly got involved in some wrestling tonight because our next match involved you, Big Brody Marshall, and Mickey Fortune as Gods and Monsters taking on the Rude Ones for the second time recently.
Yes. What do you want me to say about it, Sean? Like, what?
Well, I hate to bring this up, especially when you're standing right there and you're drinking from a horn, but probably didn't get the result you wanted, did you?
No, we lost. All right, so you're standing here, we got a mic in my face talking about a match where we lost. Like we're 1-0 with those guys. We come into this one, we're one apiece now. Obviously, it's not how we want to go, but February 1st, I'm gonna go chat to Luke Santa Maria. We're gonna make sure that rematch happens. HQ, we're gonna go again.
Rubber match?
Yeah, is that what they're called?
That's what they're called.
All right, good. We'll have one of them. We'll beat them up again.
Eli, this has got to help the tag team division to see two of the most veteran, experienced and powerful teams beating each other up rather than coming for your championships.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, they're all killer, but it's time for the Barea now.
Enough about you already. Jesus Christ, just settle down. It's all dancing. Do a jig.
And in the main event of Battle for Supremacy, we saw world-class Chris Basso put his championship on the line against Zach Sabbath. Sabbath said all along he had nothing to lose. Basso said he had everything to lose and everything to fight for. But Eli, as we saw, there was a difference maker in the match we didn't expect.
I'm going to say one thing. What that Selena girl did was Khalia.
I don't even know what that means.
Don't worry about it.
Grimm, have you spoken to your brother after Zach Sabbath won the Riot City Wrestling Championship?
Not since the show. It's just finished. He was out there getting checked by the medics. I've come in here. We're doing this talky thing. You're putting a stick in my face. I haven't had a chat to him yet. But I mean, once again, what he wants to say. We come out. She spits some bloody whatever into his face. Obviously siding with Zach now.
I'll tell you something. Chris Basso is the best wrestler in Australia, and he'll be back as far as I'm concerned.
That wasn't the end of our night, however, because we saw the unsanctioned match. The hatred between Tyler Daniels and the icon Rocky Monero boiled over in the ring. An unsanctioned match, as I said. Riot City Wrestling appointed an enforcer instead of a referee. He got knocked out very early on, and then all hell broke loose. Eli, have you seen a spectacle like that before?
That was pretty brutal, not gonna lie. Those guys beat the absolute hell out of each other. And you know what? It was needed. And Rocky Monero, he came out on top.
Grimm, this all started out of a place of respect, and respect not earned. Do you think this will be it for the two of them now? Will they be able to put this hatred to bed?
If I know anything about wrestlers, and I think I do, no one puts anything to bed. This thing's going to go on, and it's going to go on, and it's going to go on. They might not wrestle again. They might not even touch each other for the next 6 months, but they're going to hate each other for the rest of their days. Rocky won. So Rocky's not going to hold too many grudges, but he's not going to like the bloke. He's not going to have anything to do with it. What they did, they went out there. It wasn't a match. They went out there, they punched, they threw bins at each other, they threw chairs, someone went through a table. No one recovers from that stuff. It's not shake hands and have fun after that. Oh, thanks for putting me through that table. Let's go have a picnic together. It's not done.
And the good news is we are not done either, because on February 1st, Riot City Wrestling returns to HQ for our first show of 2019. It's going to be absolutely amazing. If you were there for Super Clash, you know how good it can be. If you weren't there, you need to come along and find out. Both of these guys competed there in the same match, I might add, and we ended up with a spectacular night. So make sure you check out all of our social media channels for more details about that. But right now, that is the end of the Riot City wrap-up. Grimm, thank you very much for joining us. Eli, thank you very much. And we wish you all a fantastic Christmas and New Year, and we'll see you in 2019 at HQ. Thanks, guys, very much. Yep, thank you. Did you get all that? Yep, that's all good. Oh, another year done. What?
Yeah.
For what?
For the wrap-up show. We're going to do the wrap-up show. For Supremacy.
We've just done the wrap-up show. It's over.
You said I could be on the wrap-up show.
You weren't here. It's over, Wolf Dog. It's done. Go home. Go home, Wolf Dog. It's done. It's done.